Welcome back. This is Escape the Money Trap, financial literacy for young adults. I'm the Money Dad, and I'm here to teach you the money skills that society keeps hidden so you can take control of your financial future. Let's dive back in with our third step to building wealth, prioritizing your money. So you know the means by which people get rich, investing and appreciating assets. You learned how to create a simple budget to figure out your money after fixed, your MAF. The next step is, what do I do with that MAF? In other words, money prioritization, or what some call the ladder of personal finance. This is where I find people struggle the most. They have some money left over at the end of the month, and understandably, they don't know where it should go, what it should do. It's like being in a war and not knowing where your troops should go. I'll give you a plan for your troops. Let's take the previous discussion on budgeting and use the worst case scenario of only $750 left over after covering your monthly fixed expenses. What do you do with it? First, you have to have fun in life, or you'll never stick to your budget in the same way that you will never stick to a diet of broccoli and tofu. That means that you look at allowing some fun money first. Now, this is a really tight budget, so you decide that you can get by on $400 a month of fun spending. And you'll track this one part of your budget to make sure you stay within that. This is the only part of your financial life that will require some monitoring, because unlike other costs, it can easily spin out of control. So, after the $400 dedicated to fun spending, that leaves $350 that you need to prioritize. And that's where the ladder of personal finance comes in. It tells you in what order to use your MAF. If you don't have a basic emergency fund in your savings account of $1,000, that comes first. So set aside that $350 every month until you hit that goal, about 3 months. Once you get there, nice. Stop contributing to your savings account. Now you can go on to rung 2. The second rung is contributing just enough to your work's 401k to get the company match. For those of you who don't understand what a 401k is, I'll explain more in the next video. And make note that when I say 401k, I also mean 403b, which is just the version for government workers. If you don't have a 401k option, just skip this rung. But some companies will match your 401k contribution up to a certain percent, usually between 4 and 6% of your salary. If you don't know what the company match is, just ask your HR manager or boss. But this is free money. It is 100% return on your investment immediately. You should take it. So now that you don't have to give $350 to savings anymore, contribute to your 401k to get those free dollars from your employer. Let's say your company matches everything up to a $200 monthly contribution. Immediately, your $200 is $400 straight into your stock investments. Keep in mind in your budget, we discussed adding your 401k contributions back into your take-home income. This is where it comes out. So you've completed rung 2, great progress. You're optimizing your money efforts. And you still have $150 left over. What's next? Rung 3. Pay off all debt that is above 6% interest. Debt above 6% interest is like a leech on your financial life. You have to remove it ASAP. If this is credit card debt, it is likely around 22% interest, which is the average. So your savings account is at $1,000 already. You have gotten all the 401k company match. Now you must attack that debt by paying more than the minimum. You have $150 in extra cash every month, so you will pay this much extra above the minimum until your high interest debt is gone. You have to treat high interest debt, especially credit card debt, as the emergency it is. Your wealth building ability is at a standstill until it's gone. So any extra money you can get your hands on should be dedicated to this. It may take a while, but remember your worst enemy who wants to leech that money from you, who wants you to pay twice as much in interest than what you spent originally. And you have to be honest with yourself. If you're not able to keep your credit card balances in control by paying it off in full every month, you need to get rid of them and go to a debit card and cash. So, Maybe you're at rung 3 right now and you'll be there for a while. That's fine. You're prioritizing your money efforts. And here is how your budget would look based on where you are on the ladder of personal finance. At the bottom, you include the 4 categories after MAF: fund money, additional debt payments beyond the minimum, savings contributions, and investment contributions. But let's suppose you're at a place where your high interest debt is paid off, and maybe you're even making more money now. Next, we would move on to fully fund your emergency savings account beyond the $1,000. Most financial experts recommend that you keep 3 months of expenses for safety in case you lose your job or have a car accident, etc. In the budget we discussed, monthly fixed costs were around $3,000, so 3 months of safety would be $9,000. That might sound like a big chunk, but this is what financial security is all about. If you don't have a big enough emergency fund, any little problem in life will knock you off your wealth building game, because emergency costs will likely go on a credit card rather than from your savings. And think about how safe you'll feel with this chunk of money waiting in reserves. If you're on to rung 5, you're making some real progress. You have a substantial emergency fund, you're getting the 401k company match, free money, and you've paid off all debt above 6%. Rung 5 is to keep going with your 401k. Contribute even more from every paycheck past the company match. Or, if this isn't available to you, open and fund a Roth IRA instead. We will talk more about 401ks and Roth IRAs in the next video. The rest is a bit more advanced and for people who are making quite a bit of money, so I won't waste time on it. At rung 6, you should consider paying off debt between 4 to 6%. And after doing all that, if you still have money left over, you would invest in just what's called a regular brokerage account, opposed to a 401k or an IRA. Your goal is definitely to work your way up the ladder, and never forget this for money prioritization, but let's make it even simpler. Your goal is to eventually get to a point where your monthly investment contributions are at least 10% of your take-home pay. This may take some time, and maybe your first goal is 5%, and that's fine too. But if you have 0 high-interest debt to pay off, a fully funded emergency fund, and are contributing 10% of your take-home pay to investments, you're most assuredly on a path to some serious wealth. Click the next video for our 4th step, learning what to invest in.